I look like I'm mad at the world. Oh my god. The sun is in my eyes. That's why.
You like this light better?
Yeah, I mean the light's fine. It's just the sun is.
Yeah, I know.
Right
In
here.
other ways, even worse.
Nah, we good.
Okay, so hello, people. It is myself, Makeda Valletta, and my girl Kawana.
What up? What's going on, y'all?
We are in Chicago, and we are going to talk today about our experience working with Yoni eggs and the meetup that we're having in Chicago next Saturday. So I'm gonna let Kawana introduce herself first.
Okay, so well, one, the meetup is this coming Saturday, not next Saturday. Please let's not confuse the good people out
Yeah,
there.
this Saturday. Yeah.
So my name is Kawana Williams. I am a licensed professional counselor with the state of Illinois. I am a PhD student with the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. Leave of absence right now, but that ain't none of y'all business. And I am a classically trained vocalist, former Jubilee singer from Fisk University, class of 2007. I met Makeda, like 8-9 years ago on Facebook. I've been working with Yoni eggs since pretty much about a month after I was introduced to her. So it's been about 8 or 9 years, and I had various reasons for using them, and we can discuss those later. But yeah, that's pretty much my spiel, and that's why I'm here. Hey y'all, hey.
And I'm Makeda. A lot of you probably know. I started working with eggs in 2005, and I started teaching women in 2007. Back in maybe 2011 or 12, I started a group on Facebook for women that were working with eggs to ask questions and share stories. And Kawana was a huge part of that group. And there was a lot that we learned collectively, just other women sharing, because there's so many different experiences that women have with working with eggs, so many different benefits. And I felt like women learned more in the group setting where we were sharing.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. And there's no shade to the men who wanted to be there, the men who are actually, subsequently asked to join the group. It's cool that y'all want to learn, but sometimes, especially within this particular climate, women need safe spaces. Just like men have barbershops, that's you all safe space. Women don't always have that, and especially when it comes to talking about our most intimate parts, like, sexual trauma, or just, little dick motherfuckers, so that leads to really bad sex, bad orgasms. We be mad about that shit. And we don't want to talk about that in front of y'all all the time. So having that space to do it without male presence is really cool, because we get to be in a space where we can discuss shit like that with no judgment, no hashtag but not all men, all that extra shit that we really don't want to hear, that really doesn't really confirm our stories or reaffirm what we're going through. All that good shit.
So, Kawana, what are some of the benefits that you noticed from working with eggs over the years?
You know what? Honestly, I have 14 eggs. I've owned 16 or 17 in total. I've lost 3, probably for various reasons. I probably didn't need them. A couple of them I know I just wasn't ready for. I know each egg I've worked with has done its job, so that's the benefit. And what I mean by done its job is, let's say I work with a tiger's eye Yoni egg. Tiger's eye is pretty much that we need to get some shit done stone. So as a Yoni egg, it acts in kind. So that's what it helps me do, get shit done. The rose quartz Yoni egg, I had a really low, almost no self-esteem. And that happens when you don't have love for yourself. So when I started working with the rose quartz, I kind of gained that, a lot of it. I have really bad anxiety. I'm a cancer survivor. So everything I'm panicking about, whether I'm going to live or die, or if my cancer comes back, or what happens, is my life has been a constant what if for 12 years. Baby, that red jazz would be like, okay, bitch, what you worried about? And why? So every egg does what it's supposed to do. That's been my personal experience with the Yoni egg.
And for me, I learned that I'm not as tuned in necessarily as some women are with different stones and crystals, because I know some women who, like what she just said, when she works with different stones and different crystals, she notices how it makes her feel a different way. For me, I really feel like I felt the energy of rose quartz and red jasper a lot. But a lot of the stones, I just trusted. I knew that they have their own metaphysical properties, and I trusted that. I can't say that I always felt a difference with every single stone or crystal. Some women can, though. A lot of women can. But for me, I noticed that. Whoa.
Come on, Shun. All right.
I noticed that my orgasms got a lot more intense. And I never had a problem having orgasms in the first place, but I remember they got a lot more intense.
Yeah, they did. Oh, hallelujah. Especially with one end. Yes, God. Praise God.
Yes. And it just increases your libido a lot. So even for a woman who doesn't have a libido problem, your libido gets increased, which is not bad because sexual energy is healing energy. It's spiritual energy. So the more sexual energy we cultivate, especially as women, the better it is for people, period, but women especially. So the better it is for our health and
our nerves, y'all. You know, it's very distressing. We go through a lot of shit. We carry a lot of burdens. We carry it in here. And for women, sometimes we carry it in the womb space. You don't want all that frustration sitting in there. A good nut to help with that, honey. So with a good yoni egg, because sometimes you can't get to the dick. Sometimes that yoni egg can get up in there, rub some stuff, and help you out. How many times have you had an orgasm with a yoni egg? Because I know I done had to sit on my shit at work a couple times and stop myself.
Yeah. And
am I lying?
no, you're not lying.
Thank you. Okay, I just want y'all to know. All right.
And it increases sensitivity a lot. So I know this has happened to me, and I've heard this with other women where they could be sitting on a bus and the bus is vibrating, and you start to feel the vibrations, and it actually starts to make you aroused. So it makes you more sensitive, which is good. Always good.
I had to rock back and forth a couple times, honey, because it bees like that sometimes with the yoni egg in. It hits the right spot if the dick can't.
And to also discuss a little bit more about our background. See, on this coming Saturday, we're having a meetup in Chicago that's free, where we'll be leading women through a few different exercises. Kawana has a degree in music from Fisk, and she's a classically trained singer. And so one day, she was talking to me about the breathing, the proper breathing for singing, how you're using your vocals and opening up your jaw and just your throat chakra. And there's a big connection between, especially in women, between our mouth, our jaw, and our vagina, like an opening. They're both two openings of the body, and they're very connected to each other.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I didn't until today. I was totally lost to that detail.
So even in labor, it's important for a woman to relax her jaw. If she tenses up her jaw, she also tenses up her pelvic floor. And so opening up here helps to open down here, which is also probably why there's some women that like to be penetrated and in two places. It helps you. They're related. The openings are related, right? and why some women get really turned on by just oral and all that. It helps you to relax. So this is, her specialty in the throat chakra. So she's going to be doing leading.
You really have to say it?
That is your specialty. She knows it is, though.
Oh, I'm a pervert, you guys. I'm sorry.
She's a mermaid. A mermaid, a singing mermaid, right?
Yes, the throat chakra is my specialty. Thank you very much.
So she'll be leading the women through exercises, connecting the throat chakra to our yonis, and I'll be leading through some exercises as well, some breathing exercises with the eggs. And we'll have eggs for sale.
Mr. Mixologist, keep your mouth shut. That ain't nobody's business, but nobody else's but mine. Thank you.
That's so funny. But both of us have come across, because she started. We both sell eggs, and she's mostly been she's been available having them in Chicago, and there are a lot of people who tell us that they feel like they don't need them. So that's something that we hear a lot. So what do you say to those people?
Okay, so first of all, let me let ladies and gentlemen know that it irritates the fuck out of me when women tell me, oh no, I don't need no yoni egg, my shit tight, my man not complaining. Okay, first of all, I've been using them for 8 years, and I've had the same lover for 4 out of those 8. So what the fuck you trying to say about me indirectly? You know what I mean? Number one. Number two, I always tell women this when they say things like, I don't need, or my coochie is fine, or it's tight, or my man ain't. Okay, baby, let me tell y'all something. Michael Jordan was, is, remains, and always shall be the best basketball player, dead or alive, period, in the point blank. And you're not gonna argue with me. I don't give a fuck. Just because I'm from Chicago, that don't mean I'm biased. I'm just telling you what I know, and I'm telling you what y'all need to know. Bet money when he was winning them 6-piece, he still took his funky ass to practice, and it's not because he just was like, oh, I'm on the team. No, You can still be the best motherfucker at what you do. You can do backflips on the dick, honey. And you can still go take your ass to gymnastics class to make sure you do a real triple Lutz before you sit down on the dick. The coochie is good. Mine is fantastic. And I got a small peach moonstone right now. Right up in there. Because as fantastic as it is, it can always be better, honey. Don't think it's that sweet. I love y'all, and it's no disrespect, but the real is the real. Just because it's good doesn't mean it can't become great. Just because it's great don't mean it can't become fantastic. Let's not play yourselves, ladies. Get your life.
That's definitely true. And that's the thing. Like, it helps with childbirth, recovering from and preparing for. Because a lot of women don't know the difference between contracting and relaxing with their vaginal muscles, and so
or breathing.
Yeah, and breathing is important for everything. And that's the thing about the vocal. Both of us are also dancers, so dancers have
she don't like us today, y'all. These bees is everywhere.
There's a lot of bees and butterflies.
Yes, God.
What was it? Oh yeah, so dancers have a lot of body awareness, and the eggs help to increase your awareness and your sensitivity. There's so many people are so disconnected, and so that is important for sex. That's important for childbirth. That's important if you have vaginal labor or not. But also, it makes your orgasms more intense and gives you just more control. And then over time, like, if you don't use it, you lose it. Period. Like she said, even as good as Michael Jordan is, or Simone Biles still had a gymnastics coach. She still went to gymnastics practice.
Shannon Smith, Dominique Dawes, all them bad bitches that was part of the 1992 Olympics. Them bitches were still in gym every day. I bet you during the Olympics they were still practicing 4 times a day, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Somebody asked, are there any other health benefits for the eggs? Aren't there like certain stones that the yoni eggs are made out of that correlate with certain organs of your body parts? I know you the scientist, so won't you get into all that?
Yeah, well, different stones and crystals have different healing properties. They have different chemical properties, and they have different vibrations they give off, so they themselves have healing properties. And then also helps to protect your root chakra. People pull from us energetically from our wombs. Also, what else? It helps with menstrual cycle issues. I know.
Oh God! Oh, can I talk about that?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing about a woman's typical menstrual cycle, right? So it usually during a normal one, and I hate, as a counselor, I should not use that word. It goes against my ethics. But for this conversation, we will. So a normal female cycle is anywhere between what, 4 at maybe 5 to 7 days, right? Okay. So if you work with the yoni egg, I don't know what the universe be doing with your womb and the yoni egg, somehow or another your cycles shorten. And when I say shorten, I mean if you having full 5, 6, 7 day cycles, your cycle might shorten down to like anywhere between 2 and 4 days.
You know what happens? When somebody calls, it's still recording here, but we can't see it. It's black to us, so we can't see it.
So yeah, well, I don't know what it is in the mechanism of the yoni egg or in the spirit or the working of it. Work with the yoni eggs for a while. I think after like maybe 3 months at the most, at the very least, actually, your cycle was shortened. Doesn't mean that anything's wrong with you. It just kind of, that's the way your body is going to be set up to work. So, I mean, my cycle is only like 4 days. I think the longest I've ever had is like 6. And that's because I was PMSing and spotting for like 2 or 3 days prior. But your full cycle probably won't extend 4 days.
Yeah, so the eggs have lots of benefits for women, both physically, spiritually, emotionally. And so we'll be addressing that in our free meetup in Chicago this Saturday. If you're interested, you can contact us. You can follow her on Instagram at I Stay Woke. What is it, I Stay Woke?
Kind of what my shirt says, except you add the I. So I am I Stay Woke 22 on Instagram, and I'm Abena Kawana on Facebook.
Yes, and you can reach me here, and just send us a message that let us know you would like to attend. And we both sell eggs, so if you're interested, you can check out her page or check out my page. And I hope you guys learned something, and have a good day. Bye. Peace.